intelligence, financial aptitude, who's going to share with us, and he's going to be here on and off as we go through the workshop, sharing and advising and consulting with everyone in the program. So, thank you.
So, good evening, everybody. Glad to have everybody out here. You don't mind if I don't stand behind this podium, because I like to move around. Before I get started, what I want to do is I want to just have everybody just introduce themselves, just a brief who you are, what your business does. Because the one thing is we do need to, sometimes you might be sitting right next to the person that you need to be talking to. Yeah, see what I'm talking about right there. Because you might be sitting next to a customer, a potential vendor, or somebody you can leverage as a strategic partner. That's good. So, I'm going to start off with you, sir.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Hopkins. I'm representing VOL Small Business Legal Shield. What we do, we help small business owners grow and protect their business by giving them unlimited access to consultants to help grow their business and attorneys to help protect your business. Thank you so much. Mark Hopkins.
And I'm Quayle Quadra with Life Saving Water. We help with the water cooler systems that filters water at your office and at your residence.
Hi, I'm Anita Quadra, and I'm doing the same thing he's doing.
My name is Perry Jones. Greetings, everyone. I'm from D&B Jones Insurance Services, 10615 South Boston Street, full line service agency.
My name is John Kidd. I'm the president of Fisher Buddies. This is our classroom here you're in tonight, and also I'm the coordinator for the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Julian Kidd, managing partner for Crimson Technology Group, and also a member of the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Simone Smith. I am the president of Catering to You Catering Company, all occasions, any kind of party.
My name is Dorothy Payne. I'm her mom.
Okay.
And assistant caterer.
My name is Daniel Hall, and I'm representing Century Safety Solutions. We're a technology company that focuses on residential and commercial low voltage security needs.
Okay. My name is Tina Swain, owner of Swain Therapy and Counseling. I'm a licensed mental health provider, and that's it for right now.
Tell me about the other stuff you did, sir.
Simone forgot to mention that you are eating her food tonight, if you didn't know that.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of start off and give you a bit about myself. My name is Devay Tyler. I wear several different hats. My day job is I'm the executive vice president of a company called A&E Property Services. We basically manage foreclosed homes and vacant properties for banks and municipalities. The company's been in business for 25 years. I've been on board going on 10 years now with the company, executive vice president. I also own and manage a portfolio of real estate. So that's my second hat that I wear. We talk about that, but it's just passive income. I need to have that going. I've been doing that over 20 years. And then I'm here in a couple of different capacities. DTJ Consulting, that's actually my own personal consulting company. And it's what I call a C-suite or management consulting company. I consult with CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all those C people and companies that actually, what they've actually do. I don't necessarily start off with somebody who has this great idea and starts a business. That's not the time when I come in. Where I come in with somebody who's been in business for years. And then for whatever reason, they've kind of hit a ceiling and they can't get past that. And what I do is I come in, look at the overall operations, have a conversation with them about how they operate their business and how they manage their finances, and then get them to go to that next level. And I've been doing that for 7 years now. But what I want to talk about is actually not me, but the cross-pollination program. And so when Mr. Kidd actually said that we were going to do this like this today, trying to figure out what could I say that will be relevant. So we're going to start off with the bee. What do we know about the pollination process? I'll just tell you a story about the pollination process. So flowers on their own cannot reproduce. They need help, and their helper is through what they call a symbiotic relationship, the bee. And what the bee does is it comes by, the bee is always looking for the nectar in the flower. and they go to get the nectar, but they leave off, if you see the yellow dust all on the bee, they leave off with the pollen, and they go to the next flower to get the next nectar, and leave the pollen, and that's how flowers actually reproduce. And I thought this is very interesting that we started this, that Mr. Kidd said that this is a cross-pollination program. Because here's something that you have to think about a flower in your business. And when you get this part, it's going to help you out a lot about your business when you think about your business, which is just like the flower's not in control, you're not in control of your business. And a lot of people jump out of the job for a lot of the wrong reasons, because I'm tired of my manager, I'm tired of this person, I don't like the direction this company is going in. And they think jumping into business, you don't have a boss. Yes, you do. You have a whole lot of bosses, because your customers are your boss. There's no, I don't know if you checked, if you're in business, there is no corrective action process. You don't get to get a verbal warning and a written warning and a suspension and coaching before they fire you. Mess up on something they think is wrong, they'll cut you off right away. And in some cases, depending on what type of business you are, and then not pay you, but make you pay to correct the stuff they feel like you messed up. That's worse than the boss of your job. Your vendors, if you're not careful, can be your boss. Your employees can be your boss. And so the Department of Revenue will show up. Everybody shows up. Off of one employee saying something that can be totally bogus. And you have to spend all that time in legal fees and all the other things you have to do to prove that you're right. And you might not be able to, because this is not an employer-friendly state, the state of Illinois. So your employees are your boss too. And that's the one thing when we actually talk about, depending on how things go, when you think about, a lot of people think of the business as the CEO at the top of it. If you imagine a pyramid, the CEO at the top of the pyramid, then you've got the other managers, the high-level managers, your middle managers, and then your general employee base, and that's the pyramid. The pyramid is actually, if your business is running right, the pyramid is inverted. You as the CEO are the one there to facilitate everybody else getting the job done. And I'm glad you actually asked that question, because what ends up happening is if you think about your business as the flower, you understand you're not in control. You're not in control, but what you know is there's a very predictable process. And what you do as the CEO of a company is you manage that process. And if you manage that process the right way, you're not sitting around worried about how do I continue to go? How do I continue to produce? Because that's the one thing about a business. If it's a real business and not a job, it takes on a life of its own. And all you do is you manage it to make sure that it's prosperous, that it's profitable, and that it's something that it gives back to you and whoever you want to do, which is going to be your employees, your vendors, your customers. And so that's what you do, is you're really managing the process. And you're not in control. When you get that part, now you're almost ready to be a business. Anybody got any questions about that before I start to move on? Because I want this to kind of be, if I'm up here talking, y'all gonna fall asleep. I'm sorry. There's food back there. Some homemade food. If you need to at any point in time, we've got sandwiches back there, there's some fruit back there, there's some donuts back there. Get up and go. This is not a classroom setting. Actually, I don't like classroom settings. So get up and go. Just don't be on your phone and be on Facebook and talking amongst each other. But let's have a dialogue between ourselves, because I can say all that I want to, but if you're not getting it, this is wasted time. So you still might have to advertise your business. Your customers should be your biggest advertiser. Because they come, in Mr. Kidd's case, they come to get the vehicle fixed. But by the time he moves them with the service and all the other things of that nature, they get the vehicle fixed. But now there's some power in that, because what they're going to do is the next time somebody hears about a car needing to be fixed, somebody can say, hey, you know what, you go check out Mr. John Kidd, he's over there on 99 Drive by VOL Cleaners. That's the way that it should work. You have to think about that. How are you attracting your people? And what do you need to do to attract your people? Keys to growing your business. So can everybody just either agree with me or agree to disagree, but let's just say that, can we all agree that you're not in control of your business? Just to say, just keep open-minded, right in the session. You can walk out here after this and say, this guy does not know what he's talking about. This kid, let him sit aside and advise, don't let him ever speak again. But if you know, or you can get that you are not in control of your business, and that you're in control of the process.
How do you differentiate between the two?
Differentiate between what's
Process with it.
about to go into that right now. Do you have my paper over there? I'm just checking to make sure you have my notes over there. You don't, I'm just making sure. You in the notes. So, here's the thing. I'll give you an example, which is actually one of my customers. If you are a barber, your job is to cut hair. If you own a barber shop, and you're a barber, it's your job to cut hair.
Not necessarily.
Okay, what do you think the job might be?
If you own a barbershop, the ideal thing for you to do is to hire other barbers so you can collect booth rent and you don't have to necessarily cut hair.
That's it.
Unfortunately, many barbers don't ever get out of the shop.
I think you got my notes too.
No, I just grew up cutting hair.
Okay, I got you. So you understand? Okay, I got you. Hey, man, you shook your head, so I need to see, what are you thinking right now?
That owner of the barber shop,
Mhm.
supposed to manage the shop.
So what happens if he has his head down all the day, cut hair? He doesn't get a chance to see what's going on in the shop. Because, I don't know about you, I get my hair cut, it's time now, so don't look at it right now. But I get my hair cut, and I've got a 12-year-old daughter. If I walk into a shop with a 12-year-old daughter, and there's typical barbershop talk going on,
Something inappropriate.
am I coming back?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Do y'all kind of get that part?
Absolutely.
If I'm cutting hair all day long, and I don't look around, and I'll use my girlfriend, for example, she has this case of OCD where everything's got to be clean all the time. And she's there with me, and there's hair, we in there at 5 o'clock, and there's hair that's never been swept up. That's going to throw some customers off. They're not going to want to come back, right? So you got to be able to say, hey, clean up your station, do this, do that. Think about the environment, think about everything that's going on. And so how this relates to you, in your business, you have to think, is your business a job or a business? Because if it's a business, you have to have a balance of working bills due. How long is that stove going to be on if you don't pay that gas bill? Do you see what I'm saying? Or if you happen to, but you kind of get, everybody, you kind of get that whole part, and these are at the base levels of things, but there's things that you have to do to work on your business. And then the ideal, if you're going to be a business owner, it might not be the same, you can't do this in the beginning, but it's something that you need to think about doing, is figuring out a way, when you first start a business, that's your baby. And I don't know if anybody here has had any type of babies or know somebody who's had babies, but babies take your attention all day, every day, all hours of the day. They don't care what you have to do. That's your business. That's 0 month, that's 0 to 12 months. And what you do is you win yourself out. Now, if you got a 21-year-old that you still have to spend all day, you have to step back, you start adding employees. And you train them, and you duplicate them. You duplicate yourself in them. And you trust them to a certain place, but you don't just turn your back on them. Because I'll tell you, in the business, my day job, when I sit down with the new potential vendor, let's say a lawn contractor is a good example. When I sit down with a lawn contractor, and I get an opportunity to actually sit down with the new vendor coming on board, I have the same conversations with them that I had 9 years ago. Please let them in. Well, let's see. Do we want to let them in? Now, when I sit down with the vendor, I tell them, my best vendor is the one I sit down and have a conversation with when I have an opportunity to, or I don't even know who you are. Those are my best ones. But when I sit down and tell them there's 3 ways to do this, whoever the black girl is doing all communication stuff, and he's directing. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a whole, we'll have that conversation later on. That's a little yes. But have you ever seen Captain Kirk in any episode push Sulu out the way and grab the controls to steer the ship? Or push the Uhuru out the way and say, I don't want you to say that to these aliens. Get on the thing, can't speak the language, and try to do. You have to have people in your business better than you at something. Because if you're the smartest person in your business, you are in trouble. But even though they're the smartest person at a function of your business, you need to be the smartest person about how the business is run. Uhuru can have the conversation, or Sue can do the thing, and what happens to everybody's favorite, I say him for last, Scotty, Captain, she can't take much more. But somehow, you figure out how to keep that thing going and get to the next episode. Everybody kind of gets that whole thing. That's what you have to do with your business. That's the important part of it. That's one of the important things to do with your business. Okay, so we're talking about general stuff. I'm going to start to get more specific. So we've got a mental health practitioner in here, low voltage guy in here. We've got water cooler repairs in here. We've got caterers in here. We've got IT and solutions and all the other stuff in here. Mr. Kid, they're going to ask you never to have you speak again after I say this. If you're in business and I'm your business partner, I don't care about none of that. I don't care what you do. Because your business is not what you do, it's how you operate. Because here's the thing, if you're in business for yourself, I'm gonna try to clean it up now, Mr. Kid, for you. It's not that I don't care about what you do, but if you're in business and you're relatively successful in your business, it is established that you are the subject matter expert, which means you understand whatever subject you're doing very well and well enough to operate and gain customers. That's the given. So whether it's a product expert or a service expert, you know it. Don't have me talk to folks, because I'm gonna say all types of stuff and get me beat up and me put in jail and people hurt and all that. I can't do what you do. But here's the thing that all of us have in common in here. Actually, let me go click that. See if I can do this right. Is that the click? Am I pushing the right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's me. Don't worry about none of that stuff. It's just me. So here's the thing. Here's the pyramid that you're like, what? See, the thing about this pyramid thing, as business owners, whether it's inverted or it's like this, you always at the bottom. And you have to know this. But that's not always bad, because people think when you're a business owner, you're going straight to the top. I'm going to get my Benz, I'm going to get my tailor-made suits, I'm going to get my big house. No. You're at the bottom. And if you stay at the bottom, you realize you belong at the bottom. This is where your passion is, and this is what gets you up and does the stuff and allows you to do it every day. But when it gets to business, this is the boring part of the business aspect. Not what you do, but the business aspect of things. Here's where your business actually starts. Customer service integrity. We talked about that, the guy cutting 50 lawns for me and having this employee doing 25 of those lawns. He's not going to be in business too long because somebody's going to cut corners, customers are going to complain, customers are going to fire you. What happens when things go wrong in business? When you have to say, I messed up. I wish we had Mr. Parr in here who actually does, what do you call it, brickwork, and he does that type of, he does brickwork basically, he's a bricklayer by trade. He's masonry, thank you, by trade. What happens if a customer calls because he left an employee on site and everything is wrong? And here's the thing. I'm going to use 2 subject matter experts. And I can speak for Mr. Park because he's actually done work for me on one of my properties. So when we saw it, I said, hey, I know you, I recognize you. So we had that conversation. He does excellent work. So let's say we've got Mr. Parr and we've got this other person. They have the same amount of skills. They can do this brickwork and this masonry stuff that'll make you walk downstairs and walk upstairs and look at the outside of your building and just tears come down your face. Oh, wow. It's just that beautiful. It's just like that. But now here's the difference. when things go wrong, you have an employee does it, it's not up to your standard. What's gonna separate Mr. Parr from this other person? If Mr. Parr goes back and at his cost, no complaining, he fixes it. That's customer service integrity. Versus the other person, and there's not even a justifiable reason, but there's a reason some people won't do this. Because the first thing you think of, how much is this gonna cost me? Or how much does it cost you not to do?
Man, that's just quick, travels much quicker than this.
Man, you know what? You can have all my money, but I'm keeping my name. I'm doing the Tina Turner thing. When she said, no, after she got tired of Ike beating her all over the place and everything, and she left, did some yoga, some Buddhism, and left. Only thing she wanted was her name. I'm just like Tina Turner. Take all the money, but you're not going to be able to say anything bad about my name. Customer service integrity. Your business name. What do they think about when they hear about your business name? Your business name. Your business name. Y'all's business name. Your business name. Y'all's business name. Because that oppression, it's hard to come up from that when people just say, no, don't do, because they just don't do good work. Right now everybody in here is seemingly black, so here's one thing I gotta tell everybody in this room. We already got it against us because people already think us as a race, we can't do good business. Strike one. Anybody experience that?
We experience it with our own.
We experience with our own. Thank you. Business intelligence. Because again, just like that beat, if I flip over to that slide, it doesn't matter what you do. Now we get into there's certain ways of how you do it. The business intelligence piece is how you manage your business. We talk about working on your business and in the business. Anybody ever seen these expert dancers out there? Anybody seen the Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
And the people that lead the stars.
Yes.
Here's the beautiful thing about it. If they cha-cha, or salsa, or foxtrotting, there's a science to that. There are steps to that you have to follow. That is the science of that. But there's also an art to it too as well. When you put your own flair on some predetermined steps. That's what you have to do with your business. You have to understand the art and the science. And think about it almost as a dance, because you have to be able to flow with what's going on with your business and feel, okay, wait a minute, money's running a little tight here. It's time for me to go ahead and call these customers, figure out why money's going slow. Money's tight here. I got to figure out why this person hasn't been giving me more business. Oh, okay, Charlie messed up on something. I never knew about that. Customer call. Why haven't you sent me any more business? Oh, that, I can fix that. Or they forgot about me. Okay, I got to stay in front of their mind. Manage all of those things. And I'm going to take a pause for the call. Anybody here want to get up and go and just go back and get a job? Because this is a lot of stuff we have to manage in business owners as entrepreneurs. But if you manage it right, I tell you, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that when you get
It's very binary. It's yes or no. And when it gets yes or no, did my employees do the job correctly? Yes or no? I don't want to hear all the, okay, was the job done right? If it wasn't, I'm going to hold myself accountable to it. If it was, I need to talk to the customer and figure out what part of this is wrong. Because according to the scope of what's supposed to happen, this is what happened. What's been missing? Oh, well, this person, and they might be trying to get a free wall. Or for you to fix their fence because they say your guy made a little hole in their fence. It's like, wait a minute, you got that little iron rod that way, and I don't even know, that looks like rust around it. I don't even know we did that. But you want a whole new line of fence? You want 20 feet of fence for that? That don't sound right. And there might be times when you compromise that. You don't leave them like that, walk away and say, forget you, your fence, lose my telephone number. That's not customer service integrity, but it's like, okay, well, on this little bend, I don't think it's fair for me to replace this 10 to 20 foot run of fence. What do we need to do to fix this problem? You want me to take this little piece out? You want to check? Most times they just want to check. And you give them a check. And you just don't do any more business with them. Because here's the thing. It's okay. The one customer, I know it's the kid, you'll talk about that. That one customer, and tell me if I'm wrong, that gives you all this headache and everything, they'll take 30, 40, 50% of your time in a day versus a good customer that you satisfy and they're okay and they move on. The bad, if you think about where your day is spent, a lot of time it's with complaints. And it's one of two things. Either it's complaint because your work was not right, you can fix that. Or it's complaints because you got the wrong customers. If you got the wrong customers, it's okay to say, you know what, it's been a pleasure. Now, again, you don't just say, lose my number. It's been a pleasure working with you. But as I think about my business model for the next year, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be a fit for you. And you do the same thing. You hear the corny breakup thing. It's not you, it's me. That's what you say. It's not you, it's me. I'm not going to be able to satisfy your needs. My business is moving in a different direction. And you know what? Big thank you very much, Mr. Davis. I'm waiting for you. And so what I need to do is I need to make sure, because you deserve the best service, and I don't ever want you to be able to say I didn't give you the best service. That's why I'm letting you know I'm moving in a different direction. If we got any outstanding projects or things, I'll get the stuff done. But after that's done, I won't be taking any new business from you. But thank you for the business you give me. Sounds nice, but if I rather say, I hate you, I hate your mama, I've always hated you, that doesn't go that far because now you're a professional. You can think that, just don't say it. Business intelligence, financial aptitude. That's such a small part of the pyramid. But it's such an important part of the pyramid. Because after you've done all your stuff, killed them with great service, manage your business and your employees and everything, they got this funny little piece of paper. It looks about like this. If you do all that work, I know this is too thin, y'all say that's not the standard size, but you do it all for this. It's a piece of paper. It's a check. First of all, pray that that's a good check. Try not to take checks. But after you get past that part, what you do with it determines if all this other stuff was worth it. Financial aptitude. The business that I'm standing here with you, that I'm standing before you with, DTJ Consulting, it's been in business for 7 years. It has never lost money. It's always made a profit. But I'm going to tell you something. 7 years. I took my first salary, year 5, from the business because I had to grow it. I had to make it to a place where it could support me. I wasn't trying to pull the money out to do some stuff. You have to reinvest in your business. And that's one thing I'm going to tell you now. I told you, I gave you the, okay, let's all get together and say, it's not fair because people give black business a bad name. Well, Mr. Kidd, you're probably not going to be able to put me up here after this one. When we talk about black businesses too, it's us, in my experience, we are scared as HE double hockey sticks to reinvest in our business. I don't know why it is. You have to invest in your business. And particularly, not these areas, these areas. And we won't do it. And I don't know why. It's not a bad thing to invest in your business. I asked Mr. Kidd after all this stuff, and again, you didn't say it, I said it. After all this great stuff you did and this great agenda and everything, how many people signed up, Mr. Kidd? You said 2. But I'm going to have a couple people come in afterwards. $200. That's going to help you get certification. If you get one of these people, you run through it yourself, it's going to take you, because I went to the city of Chicago to drop off my job's certification payment today. $250 to recertify. That's just to have them look at your certification. That's been certified for years. Now, I know how to do it. If you didn't know how to do it, it's going to take you a long time to get through the certification process. And then they'll change affidavits and the recertification processes. And if you pay somebody to do it, it's going to be more than $200. You got somebody coming out for free to show you
intelligence, financial aptitude, who's going to share with us, and he's going to be here on and off as we go through the workshop, sharing and advising and consulting with everyone in the program. So, thank you.
So, good evening, everybody. Glad to have everybody out here. You don't mind if I don't stand behind this podium, because I like to move around. So, I used to do that. before I get started, what I want to do is I want to just have everybody just introduce themselves, just a brief who you are, what your business does. Because the one thing is we do need to, sometimes you might be sitting right next to the person that you need to be talking to. Yeah, see what I'm talking about right there? Because you might be sitting next to a customer, a potential vendor, or somebody you can leverage as a strategic partner.
We found it out.
That's good. So, I'm going to start off with you, sir.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Hopkins. I'm representing the VOL Small Business Legal Shield. What we do, we help small business owners grow and protect their business by giving them unlimited access to consultants help grow their business and attorneys help protect your business. Thank you so much. Mark Hopkins.
And I'm Quaylen Quadra with Life Saving Water. We help the water cooler systems that filters water at your office and at your residence.
Hi, I'm Anita Quadra, and I'm doing the same thing he's doing.
My name is Perry Jones. Greetings, everyone. I'm from D&B Jones Insurance Services, 10615 South Austin Street, full line service agency.
My name is John Kidd. I'm the president of Fisher Buddies. This is our classroom here you're in tonight, and also I'm the coordinator for the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Julian Kidd, I'm managing partner for Crimson Technology Group, and also a member of the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Simone Smith. I am the president of Catering to You Catering Company, all occasions, any kind of party.
My name is Dorothy Payne, and I'm her mom
Okay.
and assistant caterer.
My name is Daniel Hall, and I'm representing Century Safety Solutions. We're a technology company that focuses on residential and commercial low voltage security.
My name is Tina Swain, owner of Swain Therapy and Counseling. I'm a licensed mental health provider, and that's it for right now.
Tell me about the other stuff you just said.
Simone forgot to mention that you are eating her food tonight, just if you didn't know that.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of start off and give you a bit about myself. My name is Devay Tyler. I wear several different hats. My day job is I'm the executive vice president of a company called A&D Property Services. We basically manage foreclosed homes and vacant properties for banks and municipalities. The company's been in business for 25 years. I've been on board going on 10 years now, the company, executive vice president. I also own and manage a portfolio of real estate. So that's my second hat that I wear. We talk about that, but it's just passive income. I need to have that going. I've been doing that over 20 years. And then I'm here in a couple of different capacities. DTJ Consulting, that's actually my own personal consulting company. And it's what I call a C-suite or management consulting company. I consult with CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all those C people and companies that actually, what they've actually do. I don't necessarily start off with somebody who has this great idea and starts a business. That's not the time when I come in. Where I come in with somebody who's been in business for years. And then for whatever reason, they've kind of hit a ceiling and they can't get past that. And what I do is I come in, look at the overall operations, have a conversation with them about how they operate their business and how they manage their finances, and then get them to go to that next level. And I've been doing that for 7 years now. But what I want to talk about is actually not me, but the cross-pollination program. And so when Mr. Kidd actually said that we were going to do this like this today, I was trying to figure out what could I say that would be relevant. So we're going to start off with the B. What do we know about the pollination process? I'll just tell you a story about the pollination process. So flowers on their own cannot reproduce. They need help, and their helper is through what they call a symbiotic relationship, the bee. And what the bee does is it comes by, the bee is always looking for the nectar in the flower. And they go to get the nectar, but they leave off, if you see the yellow dust all on the bee, they leave off with the pollen, and they go to the next flower to get the next nectar and leave the pollen, and that's how flowers actually reproduce. And I thought this is very interesting that we started this, that Mr. Kidd said that this is a cross-pollination program. Because here's something that you have to think about a flower in your business. And when you get this part, it's going to help you out a lot about your business when you think about your business, which is just like the flower's not in control, you're not in control of your business. And a lot of people jump out of a job for a lot of the wrong reasons, because I'm tired of my manager, I'm tired of this person, I don't like the direction this company is going in. And they think jumping into business, you don't have a boss. Yes, you do. You have a whole lot of bosses, because your customers are your boss. There's no, I don't know if you checked, if you're in business, there is no corrective action process. You don't get to get a verbal warning and a written warning and a suspension and coaching before they fire you. Mess up on something they think is wrong, they'll cut you off right away. And in some cases, depending on what type of business you are, and then not pay you, but make you pay to correct the stuff they feel like you messed up. That's worse than the boss on your job. Your vendors, if you're not careful, can be your boss. Your employees can be your boss. And so the Department of Revenue will show up. Everybody shows up. Off of one employee saying something that can be totally bogus. And you have to spend all that time and legal fees and all the other things you have to do to prove that you're right. And you might not be able to, because this is not an employer-friendly state, the state of Illinois. So your employees are your boss too. And that's the one thing when we actually talk about, depending on how things go, when you think about, a lot of people think of the business as the CEO at the top of it. If you imagine a pyramid, the CEO at the top of the pyramid, then you've got the other managers, the high-level managers, the middle managers, and then your general employee base, and that's the pyramid. The pyramid is actually, if your business is running right, the pyramid is inverted. You as the CEO are the one there to facilitate everybody else getting the job done. And I'm glad you actually asked that question, because what ends up happening is if you think about your business as the flower, you understand you're not in control. You're not in control, but what you know is there's a very predictable process. And what you do as the CEO of a company is you manage that process. And if you manage that process the right way, you're not sitting around worried about how do I continue to go? How do I continue to produce? Because that's the one thing about business. If it's a real business and not a job, it takes on a life of its own. And all you do is you manage it to make sure that it's prosperous, that it's profitable, and that it's something that it gives back to you and whoever you want to do, which is going to be your employees, your vendors, your customers. And so that's what you do, is you're really managing the process. And you're not in control. When you get that part, now you're almost ready to be in business. Anybody got any questions about that before I start to move on? Because I want this to kind of be, if I'm up here talking, y'all gonna fall asleep. I'm sorry. There's food back there. Some homemade food. If you need to at any point in time, you got sandwiches back there, there's some fruit back there, there's some donuts back there. Get up and go. This is not a classroom setting. Actually, I don't like classroom settings. So get up and go. Just don't be on your phone and be on Facebook and talking amongst each other. But let's have a dialogue between ourselves, because I can say all that I want to, but if you're not getting it, this is wasted time. So I want to be, you still might have to advertise your business. Your customers should be your biggest advertiser. Because they come, in Mr. Kidd's case, they come to get the vehicle fixed. But by the time he moves them with the service and all the other things of that nature, they get the vehicle fixed. But now there's some power in that, because what they're going to do is the next time somebody hears about a car needing to be fixed, somebody can say, hey, you know what, you go check out Mr. John Kidd, he's over there on 99 Drive by Bell Cleaners. That's the way that it should work. You have to think about that. How are you attracting your lead? And what do you need to do to attract your lead? Keys to growing your business. So, can everybody just either agree with me or agree to disagree, but let's just say that, can we all agree that you're not in control of your business? Just to say, just keep open-minded right in the session. You can walk out here after this and say, this guy does not know what he's talking about. Mr. Kidd, and him sit aside and advise, don't let him ever speak again. But if you know, or you can get that you are not in control of your business and that you're in control of the process,
How do you differentiate between the two?
differentiate between what's
Process and the
I'm about to go into that right now. You have my paper over there? I'm just checking to make sure you have my notes over there. You don't, I'm just making sure. You in the notes. So here's the thing. I'll give you an example, which is actually one of my customers. If you are a barber, your job is to cut hair. If you own a barber shop, and you're a barber, it's your job to cut hair.
Not necessarily.
Okay. What do you think the job might be? I see
If
you.
you own a barbershop, the ideal thing for you to do is to hire other barbers so you can collect booth rent and you don't have to necessarily cut hair.
That's it.
Unfortunately, many barbers don't ever get out of the shop.
I think you got my notes too.
No, I just grew up cutting hair.
Okay, I got you. So you understand. Okay, I got you. Hey, man, you shook your head, so I need to see, what are you thinking right now?
That owner of the barber shop,
Mhm.
supposed to manage the shop.
So what happens if he has his head down all the day, cut hair? He doesn't get a chance to see what's going on in the shop. Because, I don't know about you, I get my hair cut, it's time now, so don't look at it right now. But I get my hair cut, and I've got a 12-year-old daughter. If I walk into a shop with a 12-year-old daughter, and there's typical barbershop talk going on,
Something inappropriate.
am I coming back?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Do y'all kind of get that part?
Absolutely.
If I'm cutting hair all day long, and I don't look around, and I'll use my girlfriend, for example, she has this case of OCD where everything's got to be clean all the time. And she's there with me, and there's hair, we in there at 5 o'clock, and there's hair that's never been swept up. That's going to throw some customers off. They're not going to want to come back, right? So you got to be able to say, hey, clean up your station, do this, do that. Think about the environment, think about everything that's going on. And so how this relates to you, in your business, you have to think, is your business a job or a business? Because if it's a business, you have to have a balance of working. Bills are due. How long is that stove going to be on if you don't pay that gas bill? Do you see what I'm saying? Or if you happen to, but you kind of get, everybody, you kind of get that whole part, and these are at the base levels of things, but there's things that you have to do to work on your business. And then the ideal, if you're going to be a business owner, it might not be the same. You can't do this in the beginning, but something that you need to think about doing is figuring out a way. When you first start a business, that's your baby. And I don't know if anybody here has had any type of babies or know somebody who's had babies, but babies take your attention all day, every day, all hours of the day. They don't care what you have to do. That's your business. That's 0 month, that's 0 to 12 months. And what you do is you win yourself out. Now, if you got a 21-year-old that you still have to spend all day, you have to step back, you start adding employees, and you train them, and you duplicate them. You duplicate yourself in them. And you trust them to a certain place, but you don't just turn your back on them. Because I'll tell you, in the business, my day job, when I sit down with the new potential vendor, let's say a lawn contractor is a good example. When I sit down with a lawn contractor and I get an opportunity to actually sit down with the new vendor coming on board, I have the same conversations with them that I had 9 years ago. Please let them in. Well, let's see. Do we want to let them in? Now, when I sit down with the vendor, I tell them, my best vendor is the one I sit down and have a conversation with when I have an opportunity to, or I don't even know who you are. Those are my best ones. But when I sit down and tell them there's 3 ways to do this, whoever the black girl is doing all communication stuff, and he's directing. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We'll have that conversation later on. But have you ever seen Captain Kirk in any episode push Sulu out the way and grab the controls to steer the ship. Or push the community or guru out the way and say, I don't want you to say that to these aliens. Get on the thing, can't speak the language, and try to do. You have to have people in your business better than you with something. Because if you're the smartest person in your business, you are in trouble. But even though they're the smartest person at a function of your business, you need to be the smartest person about how the business is run. Who can have the conversation, or Sue can do the thing, and what happens is everybody's favorite. I say him for last. Scotty, Captain, she can't take much more. But somehow, you figure out how to keep that thing going and get to the next episode. Everybody kind of gets that whole thing. That's what you have to do with your business. That's the important part of it. That's one of the important things to do with your business. Okay, so we're talking about general stuff. I'm going to start to get more specific. So we've got a mental health practitioner in here, low voltage guy in here. We've got water cooler repairs in here. We've got caterers in here. We've got IT and solutions and all the other stuff in here. Mr. Kid, they're going to ask you never to have you speak again after I say this. If you're in business and I'm your business partner, I don't care about none of that. I don't care what you do. Because your business is not what you do, it's how you operate. Because here's the thing, if you're in business for yourself, I'm gonna try to clean it up now, Mr. Kid, for you. It's not that I don't care about what you do, but if you're in business and you are relatively successful in your business, it is established that you are the subject matter expert, which means you understand whatever subject you're doing very well and well enough to operate and gain customers. That's the given. So whether it's a product expert or a service expert, you know it. Don't have me talk to folks, because I'm going to say all types of stuff and get me beat up and me put in jail and people hurt and all that. I can't do what you do. But here's the thing that all of us have in common in here. Actually, let me go click it. See if I do this right. Is that it? Am I pushing the right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's me. Don't worry about none of that stuff. It's just me. So here's the thing. Here's the pyramid that you're like, what happened? See, the thing about this pyramid thing, as business owners, whether it's inverted or it's like this, you always at the bottom. And you have to know this. But that's not always bad, because people think when you're a business owner, you're going straight to the top. I'm going to get my Benz, I'm going to get my tailor-made suits, I'm going to get my big house. No. You're at the bottom. And if you stay at the bottom, you realize you belong at the bottom. This is where your passion is, and this is what gets you up and does the stuff and allows you to do it every day. But when it gets to business, this is the boring part of the business aspect. Not what you do, but the business aspect of things. Here's where your business actually starts. Customer service integrity. We talked about that, the guy cutting 50 lawns for me and having this employee doing 25 of those lawns. He's not going to be in business too long because somebody's going to cut corners, customers are going to complain, customers are going to fire you. What happens when things go wrong in business? When you have to say, I messed up. I wish we had Mr. Parr in here who actually does, what do you call it, brickwork, and he does that type of, he does brickwork basically, he's a bricklayer. By trade, he's masonry, thank you, by trade. What happens if a customer calls because he left an employee on site and everything is wrong? And here's the thing. I'm going to use two subject matter experts. And I can speak for Mr. Park because he's actually done work for me on one of my properties. So when we saw it, I said, hey, I know you can recognize you. So we had that conversation. He does excellent work. So let's say we've got Mr. Parr and we've got this other person. They have the same amount of skills. They can do this brickwork and this masonry stuff that'll make you walk downstairs and walk upstairs and look at the outside of your building and just tears come down your face.
Oh, wow.
It's just that beautiful. It's just like that. But now here's the difference. When things go wrong, you have an employee that does it, it's not up to your standard. What's going to separate Mr. Parr from this other person? If Mr. Parr goes back and at his cost, no complaining, he fixes it. That's customer service integrity. Versus the other person, and not even a justifiable reason, but there's a reason some people won't do this, because the first thing you think of, how much is this gonna cost me? Or how much does it cost you not to do?
Bad news, crowd travels much quicker than good news.
You know what? You can have all my money, but I'm keeping my name. I'm doing the Tina Turner thing. Well, she said, no, after she got tired of Ike beating her all over the place and everything, and she left, did some yoga, some Buddhism, and left. Only thing she wanted was her name. I'm just like Tina Turner. Take all the money, but you're not going to be able to say anything bad about my name. Customer service integrity. Your business name. What do they think about when they hear about your business name? Your business name. Your business name. Y'all's business name. Your business name. Y'all's business name. Because that oppression, it's hard to come up from that when people just say, no, don't do, because they just don't do good work. Right now everybody here is seemingly black, so here's one thing I gotta tell everybody in this room. We already got it against us because people already think us as a race, we can't do good business. Strike one. Anybody experience that?
We experience it with our own.
We experience it with our own. Thank you. Business intelligence. Because again, just like that V, if I flip over to that slide, it doesn't matter what you do. Now we get into there's certain ways of how you do it. The business intelligence piece is how you manage your business. We talk about working on your business and in the business. Anybody ever seen these expert dancers out there? Anybody seen the Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
And the people that lead the stars.
Yes.
Here's the beautiful thing about it. If they cha-cha, or salsa, or foxtrotting, there's a science to that. There are steps to that you have to follow. That is the science of that. But there's also an art to it too as well. Where you put your own flair on some predetermined steps. That's what you have to do with your business. You have to understand the art and the science. And to think about it almost as a dance, because you have to be able to flow with what's going on with your business and feel, okay, wait a minute, money's running a little tight here. It's time for me to go ahead and call these customers, figure out why money's going slow. Money's tight here. I got to figure out why this person hasn't been giving me more business. Oh, okay, Charlie messed up on something. I never knew about that. Customer call. Why haven't you sent me any more business? Oh, that, I can fix that. Or they forgot about me. Okay, I got to stay in front of their mind to manage all of those things. And I'm going to take a pause for the call. Anybody here want to get up and go and just go back and get a job? Because this is a lot of stuff we have to manage in business owners as entrepreneurs. But if you manage it right, I can tell you it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that, when you get,
It's very binary. It's yes or no. And when it gets yes or no, did my employees do the job correctly? Yes or no? I don't want to hear all the, okay, was the job done right? If it wasn't, I'm going to hold myself accountable to it. If it was, I need to talk to the customer and figure out what part of this is wrong. Because according to the scope of what's supposed to happen, this is what happened. What's been missing? Oh, well, this person, and they might be trying to get a free wall. Or for you to fix their fence because they say your guy made a little hole in their fence. It's like, wait a minute, you bet that little iron rod that way, and I don't even know, that looks like rust around it, I don't even know we did that. But you want a whole new line of fence? You want 20 feet of fence for that? That don't sound right. And there might be times when you compromise that, you don't leave them like that, walk away and say, forget you, your fence, lose my telephone number. That's not customer service integrity, but it's like, okay, well, on this little bend, I don't think it's fair for me to replace this 10 to 20 foot run of fence. What do we need to do to fix this problem? You want me to take this little piece out? You want to check? Most times they just want to check. And you give them a check. And you just don't do any more business with them. Because here's the thing. It's okay. The one customer, I know Mr. Kidd, you'll talk about that. That one customer, and tell me if I'm wrong, that gives you all this headache and everything, they'll take 30, 40, 50% of your time in a day versus a good customer that you satisfy and they're okay and then you won't. The bad, if you think about where your day is spent, a lot of time it's with complaints. And it's one of two things. Either it's complaint because your work was not right, you can fix that. Or it's complaints because you got the wrong customers. If you got the wrong customers, it's okay to say, you know what, it's been a pleasure. Now, again, you don't just say, lose my number. It's been a pleasure working with you, but as I think about my business model for the next year, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna be a fit for you. And you do the same thing, you hear the corny breakup thing, it's not you, it's me. That's what you say. It's not you, it's me. I'm not gonna be able to satisfy your needs. My business is moving in a different direction. And you know what? Big thank you very much, Mr. Davis. I wait for you. And so what I need to do is I need to make sure, because you deserve the best service, and I don't ever want you to be able to say I didn't give you the best service. That's why I'm letting you know I'm moving in a different direction. If we got any outstanding projects or things, I'll get the stuff done. But after that's done, I won't be taking any new business from you. But thank you for the business you give me. Sounds nice, but if I rather say, I hate you, I hate your mama, I've always hated you. That doesn't go that far, because now you're a professional. You can think that, just don't say it. Business intelligence, financial aptitude. That's such a small part of the pyramid. But it's such an important part of the pyramid. Because after you've done all your stuff, killed them with great service, manage your business and your employees and everything, they got this funny little piece of paper. It looks about like this. If you do all that work, I know this is too thin, y'all say that's not the standard size. Look, you do it all for this. It's a piece of paper. It's a check. First of all, pray that that's a good check. Try not to take checks. But after you get past that part, what you do with it determines if all this other stuff was worth it. Financial aptitude. The business that I'm standing here with you, that I'm standing before you with, DTJ Consulting, it's been in business for 7 years. It has never lost money. It's always made a profit. But I'm gonna tell you something. 7 years. I took my first salary, year 5, from the business because I had to grow it. Had to make it to a place where it could support me. I wasn't trying to pull the money out to do some stuff. You have to reinvest in your business. And that's one thing I'm gonna tell you now. I told you, I gave you the, okay, let's all get together and say, it's not fair because people give black business a bad name. Well, Mr. Kidd, you're probably not gonna be able to put me up here after this one. When we talk about black businesses too, it's us, in my experience, we are scared as HE double hockey sticks to reinvest in our business. I don't know why it is. You have to invest in your business. And particularly, not these areas, in these areas. And we won't do it. And I don't know why. It's not a bad thing to invest in your business. I asked Mr. Kidd after all this stuff, and again, you didn't say it, I said it. After all this great stuff you did and this great agenda and everything, how many people signed up, Mr. Kidd? You said 2. But I'm having a couple people come in afterwards. $200. That's going to help you get certification. If you get one of these people, you run through it yourself, it's going to take you, because I went to the city of Chicago to drop off my job's certification payment today. $250 to recertify. That's just to have them look at your certification. I've been certified for years. Now, I know how to do it. If you didn't know how to do it, it's going to take you a long time to get through the certification process. And then they'll change affidavits and the recertification processes. And if you pay somebody to do it, it's going to be more than $200. You got somebody coming out for free to show you.
Intelligence, financial aptitude, who's going to share with us, and he's going to be here on and off as we go through the workshop, sharing and advising and consulting with everyone in the program. So, thank you.
So, good evening, everybody. Glad to have everybody out here. You don't mind if I don't stand behind this podium, because I like to move around. So, I need to do that. Before I get started, what I want to do is I want to just have everybody just introduce themselves, just a brief who you are, what your business does. Because the one thing is we do need to, sometimes you might be sitting right next to the person that you need to be talking to.
We found it.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about right there. Because you might be sitting next to a customer, a potential vendor, or somebody you can leverage as a strategic partner.
We found it
That's
out.
good. So, why don't we start off with you, sir?
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Hopkins. I'm representing VOL Small Business Legal Shield. What we do, we help small business owners grow and protect their business by giving them unlimited access to consultants help grow their business and attorneys help protect your business. Thank you so much. Mark Hopkins.
And I'm Quaylen Quadra with Life Saving Water. We help the water cooler systems that filters water at your office and at your residence.
Hi, I'm Anita Quadra, and I'm doing the same thing he's doing.
My name is Perry Jones. Greetings, everyone. I'm from D&B Jones Insurance Services, 10615 South Boston Street, full line service agency.
My name is John Kidd. I'm the president of Fisher Buddies. This is our classroom here you're in tonight, and also I'm the coordinator for the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Julian Kidd, I'm managing partner for Crimson Technology Group, and also a member of the Cross Pollination Committee.
My name is Simone Smith. I am the president of Catering to You Catering Company, all occasions, and you have a party.
My name is Dorothy Payne. I'm her mom
Okay.
and assistant caterer.
My name is Daniel Hall, and I'm representing Century Safety Solutions. We're a technology company that focuses on residential and commercial low voltage security.
My name is Tina Swain, owner of Swain Therapy and Counseling. I'm a licensed mental health provider, and that's it for right now.
Tell me about the other stuff you just said.
Don't forget to mention that you are eating your food tonight, just if you didn't know that.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of start off and give you a bit about myself. My name is Devay Tyler. I wear several different hats. My day job is I'm the executive vice president of a company called A&E Property Services. We basically manage foreclosed homes and vacant properties for banks and municipalities. The company's been in business for 25 years. I've been on board going on 10 years now, the company, executive vice president. I also own and manage a portfolio of real estate. So that's my second hat that I wear. We talk about that, but it's just passive income. I need to have that going. I've been doing that over 20 years. And then I'm here in a couple of different capacities. DTJ Consulting, that's actually my own personal consulting company. And it's what I call a C-suite or management consulting company. I consult with CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all those C people in companies that actually, what they've actually do. I don't necessarily start off with somebody who has this great idea and starts a business. That's not the time when I come in. Where I come in with somebody who's been in business for years. And then for whatever reason, they've kind of hit a ceiling and they can't get past that. And what I do is I come in, look at the overall operations, have a conversation with them about how they operate their business and how they manage their finances, and then get them to go to that next level. And I've been doing that for 7 years now. But what I want to talk about is actually not me, but the cross-pollination program. And so when Mr. Kidd actually said that we were going to do this like this today, trying to figure out what could I say that would be relevant. So we're going to start off with the B. What do we know about the pollination process? I'll just tell you a story about the pollination process. So flowers on their own cannot reproduce. They need help, and their helper is through what they call a symbiotic relationship, the bee. And what the bee does is it comes by, the bee is always looking for the nectar in the flower. And they go to get the nectar, but they leave off, if you see the yellow dust all on the bee, they leave off with the pollen, and they go to the next flower to get the next nectar and leave the pollen, and that's how flowers actually reproduce. And I thought this is very interesting that we started this, that Mr. Kidd said that this is a cross-pollination program. Because here's something that you have to think about a flower in your business. And when you get this part, it's going to help you out a lot about your business when you think about your business, which is Just like the flower's not in control, you're not in control of your business. And a lot of people jump out of a job for a lot of the wrong reasons, because I'm tired of my manager, I'm tired of this person, I don't like the direction this company is going in. And they think jumping into business, you don't have a boss. Yes, you do. You have a whole lot of bosses, because your customers are your boss. There's no, I don't know if you checked, if you're in business, there is no corrective action process. You don't get to get a verbal warning and a written warning and a suspension and coaching before they fire you. Mess up on something they think is wrong, they'll cut you off right away. And in some cases, depending on what type of business you are, and then not pay you, but make you pay to correct the stuff they feel like you messed up. That's worse than the boss on your job. Your vendors, if you're not careful, can be your boss. Your employees can be your boss. And so the Department of Revenue will show up. Everybody shows up. Off of one employee saying something that can be totally bogus. And you have to spend all that time in legal fees and all the other things you have to do to prove that you're right. And you might not be able to, because this is not an employer-friendly state, the state of Illinois. So your employees are your boss too. And that's the one thing when we actually talk about, depending on how things go, when you think about, a lot of people think of the business as the CEO at the top of it. If you imagine a pyramid, the CEO at the top of the pyramid, then you've got the other managers, the high-level managers, your middle managers, and then your general employee base, and that's the pyramid. The pyramid is actually, if your business is running right, the pyramid is inverted. You as the CEO are the one there to facilitate everybody else getting the job done. And I'm glad you actually asked that question, because what ends up happening is if you think about your business as the flower, you understand you're not in control. You're not in control, but what you know is there's a very predictable process. And what you do as the CEO of a company is you manage that process. And if you manage that process the right way, you're not sitting around worried about how do I continue to go? How do I continue to produce? Because that's the one thing about a business. If it's a real business and not a job, it takes on a life of its own. And all you do is you manage it to make sure that it's prosperous, that it's profitable, and that it's something that it gives back to you and whoever you want to do, which is going to be your employees, your vendors, your customers. And so that's what you do, is you're really managing the process. And you're not in control. When you get that part, now you're almost ready to be a business. Anybody got any questions about that before I start to move on? Because I want this to kind of be, if I'm up here talking, y'all gonna fall asleep. I'm sorry. There's food back there. Some homemade food. If you need to at any point in time, you got sandwiches back there, there's some fruit back there, there's some donuts back there. Get up and go. This is not a classroom setting. Actually, I don't like classroom settings. So get up and go. Just don't be on your phone and be on Facebook and talking amongst each other. But let's have a dialogue between ourselves, because I can say all that I want to, but if you're not getting it, this is a waste of time. So I want to you still might have to advertise your business. Your customers should be your biggest advertiser. Because they come, in Mr. Kidd's case, they come to get the vehicle fixed. But by the time he moves with the service and all the other things of that nature, they get the vehicle fixed. But now there's some politics, because what they're going to do is the next time somebody hears about a car needing to be fixed, somebody can say, you know what, you need to go check out Mr. John Kidd. He's over there on 99 right by Bell Cleaners. That's the way that it should work. You have to think about that. How are you attracting your B? And what do you need to do to attract your B? Keys to growing your business. So, can everybody just either agree with me or agree to disagree, but let's just say that, can we all agree that you're not in control of your business? Just for the sake, just keep open-minded right in the session. You can walk out here after this and say, this guy does not know what he's talking about. Mr. Kidd, let him sit aside and advise, don't let him ever speak again. But if you know, or you can get that you are not in control of your business, and that you're in control of the process,
how you differentiate between the two?
differentiate between what's
Process with it.
about to go into that right now. Do you have my paper over there? I'm just checking to make sure you have my notes over there. You know it, I'm just making sure, you in the notes. So, here's the thing. I'll give you an example, which is actually one of my customers. If you are a barber, your job is to cut hair. If you own a barber shop, and you're a barber, it's your job to cut hair.
Not necessarily.
Okay, what do you think the job might be? I see you.
If you own a barbershop, the ideal thing for you to do is to hire other barbers so you can collect booth rent and you don't have to necessarily cut hair.
That's it.
Unfortunately, many barbers don't ever get out of the shop.
I think you got my notes too.
No, I just grew up cutting hair.
Okay, I got you. So you understand. Okay, I got you. Hey, man, you shook your head, so I need to see, what are you thinking right now?
That the owner of the barber shop,
Mhm.
supposed to manage the shop.
So what happens if he has his head down all the day, cut hair? He doesn't get a chance to see what's going on in the shop. Because, I don't know about you, I get my hair cut, it's time now, so don't look at it right now. But I get my hair cut, and I've got a 12-year-old daughter. If I walk into a shop with a 12-year-old daughter, and there's typical barbershop talk going on, something inappropriate. Am I coming back?